Today we're getting into the latest tech, EV, and Tesla news, including Tesla's Tron collaboration in-car, the new Model Y in Europe with better features, the Chevy Bolt beating Tesla, Figure's new robot, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla launched a very interesting software integration this week. Now, we've seen other companies like Rivian especially do integration partnerships with their cars. That's where they're partnering with another company, typically for some sort of cool movie car integration. They did an especially cool update about a year ago that included Back to the Future themes and kit themes from Knight Rider. Now, of course, Tesla has always brought out new features to their cars, but they've recently partnered with Disney for the release of Tron Ares, along with XAI. At the movie premiere, Tesla had Optimus robots running through kung fu routines. Now, Elon Musk had posted a video of a Tesla bot running through a kung fu routine, and said AI not teleoperated. But we can actually see it run through essentially the same moves at the movie premiere. It does seem like it could be a little bit of a mix though. It's running through a routine, but then it is able to adapt if someone comes up to the robot or anything like that. In any case, the bot was all over the premiere and particularly themed for this release. Quote, on October 6th, the red carpet experience invites Tron Ares stars, including Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, and Jeff Bridges, to create a Tron version of themselves. Attendees will have their photo captured and interact with an XAI-generated Tron model via iPad, choosing pre-scripted prompts to create custom avatars. These avatars, instantly shareable on X, will be displayed on a massive digital screen as if mingling with guests on the red carpet, seamlessly merging physical and digital worlds. Now, the Tesla bot was reportedly there as well to distribute concessions. So this was already pretty interesting, but now Tesla is rolling out a Tron Ares update to most of their cars. You turn it on, and it says Tron on screen, and then it turns your car's visualization into a light cycle. Inside, all of the interior lights, of course, turn red, and it has other special visualizations attached to it. It's definitely a cool integration, but it also shows maybe a little bit of a reversal for Elon. In Tesla's cars, Disney Plus still isn't actually included as an app by default because of his feud with Disney's CEO a few years back, but now they're partnering. Regardless, it's a cool partnership to see, and I'm excited to try it out in my car. It's free and a fun way to promote the movie, which very much falls into Tesla's design. Now, of course, this is one of these fun software things that showcases that Tesla can have fun while delivering great features, but many won't care about Tron. They will care about FSD 14, though. This week, we saw the release of FSD version 14 in the Early Access program. Tesla posted their release notes for v14.1, noting some highlights. These include arrival options, where you can now select where FSD Supervised should park at the end of your trip: a parking lot, on the street, a driveway, parking garage, or curbside. I'm excited for this because I always park in my driveway, and I might be able to actually specify this in the future. They also added a driver profile called Sloth. This gives lower speeds and more conservative lane changes compared to chill. Then they say you should also notice overall improvements in smoothness and confidence. There are a couple other on-screen options they've added as well. Start self-driving with a tap of the touchscreen from park or anytime during your drive, and then adjust settings like the speed profile and arrival options directly from the autopilot visualization on the center display. Tesla's head of AI said FSD 14.1, the first in the V14 series, has officially started rolling out to customers. Many follow-up releases with significant improvements are in the works. These should ship through the rest of this year. Enjoy, and looking forward to your feedback. This is a big deal because this is the first FSD update in around a year, so it's a very big one, and it's kind of the start of this rollout of a bunch of different versions throughout the next year. It's expected to bring a ton of next-level improvements, and then, of course, we're excited to see when this gets out of early access only and is distributed to every customer who has FSD. But of course, that's only for hardware 4 at this point in time, so only the latest Tesla vehicles, and not even the Cybertruck. So many are waiting to hear about hardware 3, and then the Cybertruck. Tesla even joked about the Cybertruck's delay here, saying, "Ashok, please," from their Cybertruck account. He said, "We got you, coming soon." The hopeful timeline there is by the end of the month. But Elon Musk also added, the all-wheel steering of Cybertruck requires a bit more autopilot training. So essentially that seems to be the reason why their kind of latest and greatest car, with all of the best technology, is still behind their other cars in receiving the latest full self-driving. Now, people have definitely been stress testing 14.1, noting a ton of great things and some things for improvement. One customer spent 20 minutes with the car looking for parking at Costco, saying, quote, "We did not once pass any empty available spots. The only issue is we didn't go deeper into the parking lot to search, and we didn't sit and wait for people who are unloading their carts." Elon Musk responded to this saying, "In the near future, your Tesla will drop you off at the store entrance, and then go find a parking spot. When you're ready to exit the store, just tap summon, and your phone and the car will come to you." As always, the real question here is, how near is this future that he's talking about? Because we've heard about this feature for a very long time. It seems near because it's kind of demonstrating capabilities like this with someone in the car, but how long will this really take to arrive to where you can do what he's talking about? Now, another update we're seeing outside of full self-driving is 3D map visualizations. Many are used to a feature like this in their phone navigation app, but it is now coming in 2025.38 software. Quote, "You can now see buildings and cityscapes in more detail with 3D view. To enable, switch to map view and tap the 3D icon. Requires premium connectivity." Here are some videos of what this looks like in practice. It's definitely a nice improvement to see, and so far it does require AMD Ryzen chips. It's available on that chip for Hardware 3 and Hardware 4 cars, but not Intel cars. So if you go back far enough, you won't be able to get this feature. In the past, Tesla has actually spent time to deliver features like this later on Intel chips, so it's possible it will come in time, but for now, it's AMD Ryzen exclusive. Next up today, a bunch of updates for Tesla's latest cars. First up, at the same time that Tesla announced the new Model 3 and Y Standard, they also added a few things to the Model 3. These include the front bumper camera and the return of the turn signal stalk. That is the return of that removed feature. And now Tesla is officially offering a retrofit for prior Model 3 customers. Clearly, this wasn't a very popular design choice. They say, quote, "Retrofit your Model 3 steering wheel with a traditional turn signal stalk. This package is compatible with Model 3 vehicles produced in 2024 and 2025 without a turn signal stalk. This retrofit costs $595, so by no means is it cheap here. But it's because this requires the stalk, the steering wheel, and the steering column control module. All of that has to be changed out at Tesla service for this simple change." Now, speaking of the Model Y specifically, the new Model Y Standard has been announced in the US, of course. It brings a number of cost-cutting downgrades, some of which people have mixed feelings on, but many are specifically mixed on the price itself. Most think it's not cheap enough, but it's starting to arrive in showrooms, and here are what the wheels on this car look like without the aero caps. These are the stock 18-inch wheels it comes with. Basically, these are 100% designed for function and aero covers, so please don't remove those covers if you get this. Now, one of those controversial downgrades is autopilot, because Tesla does not include basic autopilot with this still $40,000 vehicle. Over in Europe, Tesla just launched the same Model Y Standard though, and we can clearly see it's the same car with that closed roof and everything. Over in Europe, though, the price is actually a lot cheaper than the premium rear-wheel drive. It's about a €10,000 difference as opposed to about a $5,000 difference in the United States. It has a range drop, but seems quite similar to the drop in the US. And there's a benefit here because these are LFP battery cells, so you can charge them up to 100%. On top of that, this includes basic autopilot over in Europe. This is a big upgrade over the US version, which only has traffic-aware cruise control. So in Europe, this comes in sharply cheaper than rear-wheel drive premium, but when you convert euro to US dollars, it's actually more expensive to start. This standard version is $46,200. Of course, that's not always an apples-to-apples comparison. For instance, when we look in China and convert it directly, it's much cheaper than both of these prices. But it does come with autopilot in Europe, so in years past, that's been about a $3,000 upgrade. For cars that didn't come with it, maybe that's factored in here. Still, though, a €10,000 difference is much more significant and will probably lead to a lot more sales than a $5,000 difference will in the United States. In any case, it's arriving in Europe in November, earlier than it's arriving in the US, which is December. Now, one global feature of this car, or global downgrade, is the removal of the glass roof. However, reviewers noted that it's fabric-covered glass. Many, including myself, wondered if this could simply be removed, but apparently the glass itself underneath is opaque, so you can't see through it. And Tesla's head of engineering, Lars Moravy, commented on this, saying, "All glass is not created equal. Remember, the Model Y premium glass is laminated with silver IR reflective coatings to make it super comfy and reject solar load. The standard is not. Plus, lots of people wanted a closed headliner, always trying to listen and improve road noise at the same time." He He also noted that they went with glass instead of metal because of cost, supply chain, and manufacturing efficiency in our factories. In any case, while launching that car, Tesla has also announced a brand new paint color that we haven't seen before, marine blue. This is available in select European countries for $1,500, and it's a darker blue than we'd seen previously. It's currently only shipping out of Giga Berlin, and only on the Model Y Premium and Performance trims for now. Here's a good comparison of the 3 blue colors that Tesla now ships. You can see Glacier Blue coming out of China, Deep Blue Metallic in the US, and Marine Blue out of Berlin. So things are changing up across the board. We know why it needs to have that fabric covering instead of being open and a glass roof. It should actually be saving on cost there for Tesla. And then for the more premium trims of this car now, we're getting new colors. I do hope that we'll see this marine blue out of other factories soon enough, because it's just a nice, new, refreshing color. Now, those are all the current Model Y models, but it looks like a longer range version could be coming soon. Many want to see this in the US with a bigger battery pack, delivering 400 miles of range or something like that. But for now, Tesla has submitted a filing with China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology for a new Model Y Plus variant. It will use a single motor with peak output of 225 kilowatts, which matches Tesla's recent Model 3 long-range variant in China. Essentially, this is the long-range rear-wheel drive version of the Model Y coming to China. Unfortunately, not quite the plus that many want to see. These battery packs will come from LG Energy Solutions using ternary lithium-ion chemistry, which is the same as the new Model 3 long range. Tesla hasn't officially disclosed the range, but analysts expect around an 800-kilometer CLTC range. It's possibly coming with black logos and then new darker wheels as well, which are small changes. So that's all for Tesla's current cars, but the next car that's actually a new shape from Tesla is the Cybercab. This past week, we've actually seen a lot of work being done on that car specifically. First, one was spotted inside Tesla's crash testing facility in Giga, Texas. Reportedly, it wasn't crashed, but they were doing development work on it, and they could be prepping for crash testing in the near future, which is a good sign for its release. Of course, this release relies on unsupervised FSD being delivered, which is a big deal. Then, this car was also spotted on the Fremont test track in California for the first time. According to Drive Tesla Canada, quote, "If Tesla maintains its current pace, the company could begin pre-production or release candidate builds of the Cybercab before the end of the year. That would align with previous comments from Musk saying the Cybercab could enter production in 2026. This is a very big deal, and we're seeing a lot of progress for the Cybercab specifically, but of course, a lot has to come together for its release. Next up, a number of small updates from Tesla. We talked software earlier, but one overdue update is finally arriving for the Cybertruck. Quote, "Your vehicle's side cameras, B-pillar, will now be recorded to both dashcam and sentry clips. This arrived a while ago on other cars, but now it's finally coming to the Cybertruck. This is coming alongside new scroll wheel functions for all cars, new dashcam viewer updates that show street names, and more. The next small update applies to all new Tesla vehicles, and that involves the mobile charger. This mobile charger was removed previously and only offered as a paid upgrade, but then Tesla added it back with the Model Y refresh. Now it is back on all 2026 models. I think this is a smart move because you get what you need to charge the car by default. It's not an extra upgrade to simply charge your car. Now, one discount that has been available for a while is Tesla's Everyday Heroes discount in the US, and that has dropped from $1,000 to $500. This discount remains stackable with other promotions like the referral program, and this change did not change in Canada. Last up today, some updates from other automakers and tech companies. Figure has unveiled their third-generation humanoid robots, and it looks very impressive. They have a ton of videos all about this, demonstrating everything it can do. It looks like we have a lot of crossover with the Tesla bot as far as its design, which of course is overall just inspired by humans. It's engineered with a ground-up hardware and software redesign for general-purpose robotic capabilities, and they say there are 3 core domains of their design focus. First is Helix, which is the company's vision, language, action AI platform. This includes a new sensor suite as well as a hand system to support perceptual reasoning. Then comes Home. There are features for safety, including soft textiles and foam padding, lighter mass, wireless charging, battery safety enhancements, and improved audio for speech interaction. Last is a focus on mass manufacturing and scalability. Some key technical upgrades here involve upgrades to the vision system, like doubled frame rate, quartered latency, a wider field of view, and deeper depth of field. Improvements to the hands, like integrated palm cameras for occluded views, softer adaptive fingertips, new tactile sensors, data and charging improvements, and then safety and usability improvements. They say that they initially plan to be able to make about 12,000 robots a year with an aim of 100,000 over 4 years. Then, of course, they talk about the commercial potential here. The design changes support both home and industrial use cases, like faster actuators and industrial use cases. Overall, I think the industrial side of things seems to be where a lot of companies will focus initially, but long term, they want these robots to be usable in any possible situation. It's always cool to see updates from various companies because there are a lot of people competing in the AI space as well as the humanoid robot space. Next up, over at Chevy, they've officially unveiled the new Chevy Bolt. They're reviving this Bolt, returning for model year 2027 in a, quote, limited run. The entry price will start at $29,990, including the destination fee for the Bolt LT, and then later in the year, they plan for a lower cost one at $28,995. They claim that it will offer the most range in an EV under $30,000, and that estimated range is 255 miles on a full charge. For charging performance, it will get DC fast charging up to 150 kilowatt peak speeds, and they say that enables a 10 to 80% charge in about 26 minutes under ideal conditions. It includes a native NACS Tesla-style charge port and also has vehicle-to-home capabilities with bidirectional charging. That's a pretty big one because that's something now Tesla only offers on the Model Y Performance and then the Cybertruck. Here it's offered on a $30,000 EV. There's of course all sorts of tech inside, including Google built in, and then driver assistance is available with GM's Super Cruise. It uses a 65 kilowatt hour LFP battery, and production will happen at GM's Fairfax assembly plant in Kansas City, Kansas. They plan for this to be available at dealers in Q1 of 2026, and overall I think this is very big news, because the main issue with the old model was charging. Here it's not 250 kilowatt peak speeds, but 150 is a huge improvement, and pretty good for a car at this price. It's truly affordable, and it's $10,000 cheaper than the Model Y standard. Of course, it's much smaller, it's lower range, and has less features, but still, it's a hatchback EV starting at a great price and delivering a reasonable range. Next up today, over at Samsung, they're about to launch their Apple Vision Pro competitor. This headset is internally codenamed Project Muhan, and it's expected to use Qualcomm's chips as well as 4K micro OLED displays. It's then rumored to support 4.3K resolution per eye at 90 frames per second. There will be multiple sensors for hand, eye, and voice input, and then detachable light shields for ambient light control. For battery life, it will get around 2 hours for general use, or around 2.5 hours for video playback, but it also includes a side power connector to link to an external battery pack. So if that launches in this way, it seems like that's an improvement because the Apple Vision requires that battery pack. Here it seems like it will get a decent amount of time, and then you can connect to one as well, if that actually comes to be. This, of course, will be running using Android, and it's expected to have Google Gemini integrations as well. And then apps have been shown in UI leaks like Camera, Gallery, Web Browser, Google Maps, YouTube, Netflix, and the Play Store. This is expected to launch in 2025, and some leaks suggest we'll get an announcement as soon as October 21st. This will be an interesting one to see because the Apple Vision hasn't done super well, but it does kind of need a competitor because overall it's a very good product. I would love to see this Samsung one come to be and come at a lower price. That's all the latest tech, Tesla, and EV news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the ways that you can add range back to your EV or Tesla after owning it, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.